Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Navigate Job and Career Options. We'd like to start by introducing ourselves. My name is Peter Jackson, and we have Odette with us as well. Before we get started, we wanted to go over some Zoom features. Your mic and your video have been muted and turned off, but you'll be able to use the chat feature, which is located at the bottom of your screen. If you select the chat icon, a box should pop up over to that side. If you have any questions, we do ask that you type it into the chat as we'll have a question and answer period at the end of the presentation. So let's start with our class objectives.
Welcome, everyone. So today we're going to go over some guidance factors to consider when you're exploring your future college and career endeavors. We're going to look at some resources and tools available to you, such as the Occupational Outlook Handbook, as well as the Occupational Information Network. So let's get started.
Okay. All right. So exploring colleges and careers. So the quest, in a sense, to find your ideal occupation or career is really a two-way journey. It's an inward journey to understand more about yourself, what your aptitudes are, and the things that excite you. But it's also an outer journey to find new opportunities in the world around you and create circumstances in which new aspects of yourself are revealed. So, when exploring future college and career choices, consider the importance of human capital. Human capital is the knowledge, talent, experience, and skills that people possess. So ultimately, developing your capital increases your marketability. So explore several ways in which you can develop these personal traits, such as post-secondary education and additional informal training.
Some factors that you can consider while you're doing this work is first, the type of work. Does this job match your skills and your interest? You can look at the outlook in the field. Is this field experiencing growth, or is the job availability declining as we go forward? Your education. Do you already have, or are you prepared to complete the required education? And finally, one thing you can consider is salary. Does the salary meet your expectations and needs?
Let's look at this little chart here, income by educational attainment. This graph is from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, which compares the median weekly earnings of full-time workers over age 25 with various levels of education. These education categories reflect only the highest level of educational attainment. Note that they do not take into account completion of training programs in the form of apprenticeships and other on-the-job training, which may also influence earnings and unemployment rates. So there's a higher link between higher education attainment and greater average earnings. In general, workers who have higher educational degrees make higher wages. This chart also displays the unemployment rate by levels of educational attainment. So those with the higher levels of educational attainment generally have a lower levels of unemployment.
So there are many options for education after high school, depending on your career or life goals. Some of the more common routes are vocational schools. Vocational schools are often referred to as trade schools. They are geared towards students who are interested in learning a more specific trade or skill, like culinary arts, carpentry, pharmacy technicians, electrician certifications, etc. Another option is community colleges. Community colleges are primarily 2-year degree seeking institutions, for example, associate degrees. And finally, you can transition into a college or university. These are typically set up for bachelor and graduate degrees. Many universities also include medical and law schools in addition to their other graduate degrees.
Thank you. So let's look at options for experience in careers. So we have internships, job shadowing, interviewing professionals and occupations that interest you. So when thinking about careers, there are several options for experiencing what the job entails. The internships are a great way to gain experience and to expose you to opportunities in your chosen career field or profession. So, how do you find internships? You try networking. You talk with your family, your teachers, counselors to find internship opportunities. You can also check online resources such as internships.com and wayup.com. You can also visit company websites to identify employers interested in hiring an intern. A job shadowing is another opportunity to experience a career. Traditionally, you spend a day or a few days observing a professional on the job. Job shadowing will introduce you to the day to day operations of a career and help you decide if it's a good fit for you. Job shadowing will help you build a network with professionals, which can help you find a job or an internship down the road. So, how do you find job shadowing opportunities? Try contacting the Human Resources Department of a place where you'd like to work. This information can usually be found on a company's website. Another way you can experience a career that interests you is by interviewing someone who holds the job that you're interested in. This provides you with an opportunity to learn more about that career. You talk with your family, your friends, teachers, and counselors to find interview opportunities. There are websites such as Careers Out There, https careersouthere.com, that have recorded interviews you can watch. These are all traditional options for experiencing careers. Keep in mind that while exploring your options, the current climate has shaped how these experiences will be had. There are now more virtual and remote internships opportunities as companies adopt to the current circumstances. So seek out virtual opportunities as an alternative and think outside the box and think creatively when pursuing such experiences as these.
So, with all that, let's transition into navigating career fields.
Okay. Before I dive into the next section, do we have any questions so far?
Nope, our chat is free.
Okay. All right. Well, let's start off with the Occupational Outlook Handbook, which is a great resource for career exploration. You can browse by occupation groups, selective searching by salary, education, etc., or search a specific occupation through the search bar. The quick facts section gives you an overview of the occupation and what is expected out of the average position. It also details the salary and expected job growth through 2029.
Another resource that is similar to Occupational Outlook Handbook is the Occupational Information Network, or ONET, a resource sponsored by the US Department of Labor, Employment and Training Administration. ONET allows you to browse for careers by several different categories, such as career clusters or search for a specific occupation through the search bar. The US Department of Labor / Employment and Training Administration provides a detailed report on information pertaining to the career, such as tasks, knowledge, and skills needed, abilities and work activities, work contexts, job zones, education and credentials, interests, work styles and values, related occupations, wages, and employment trends. And they also have links to job openings on the web.
All right. ONET, my next move. So if you don't quite know where to start, just simply try the, in quotation marks, I want to be a section from the home page, and you can explore your future career options. You can search for careers with keywords, browse careers by industry, or you can just simply select tell us what you would like to do.
When you're using ONET, you can find occupations by career clusters, industry, job zone, bright outlook, job family, and STEM. ONET groups occupations that are expected to grow rapidly in the next several years. They reference the search field as bright outlook. So you can specify the search via rapid growth, numerous job openings, or search for all bright outlook occupations. If you can see on the right, if you find a sun icon next to a career, that signifies it's a rapidly growing career.
Okay, so now we're going to dive into the second part of this course.
So once you have decided on an occupation you'd want to pursue, or even if you have identified a couple of options, it's very important to start building your skill and knowledge set to resemble what the position is looking for. At Plano Public Library, we have resources such as the ones presented here to help you along the way. We're going to get into more detail for them.
Thank you. Let's start off with the Learning Express library. This has quite a lot of options you can do. For instance, you have Career Center Plus. You can explore a new field or find ways to advance in your current occupation. You can find helpful study guides or practice tests to prepare for professional exams such as civil service, law enforcement, nursing, plumbing, electrical. There are also online tests for the GED, the GRE, the tax, ASVAB, SAT. You have your job and career accelerator. You can take a quiz and find a career match. You can also explore different occupations and search for jobs and internships. There's the adult course sections, which you can build skills to become better in math, reading, writing, speaking, and grammar. It also has a section you prepare to become a U.S. citizen. And then the Computer Skills Center, you can learn computer basics, learn internet basics, teach yourself popular software tools such as Microsoft Office 365. You can learn computer graphics and illustration software such as Adobe Illustrator or Adobe Photoshop.
Next, we'll go over LinkedIn Learning, which is one of my favorites. LinkedIn Learning is one of our online learning databases that houses thousands of courses that you could take. Some of the courses available focus on topics such as business, design, web development, and multimedia skills. The courses also cover software such as Microsoft Office and Adobe Creative Suite and open source application. So while the database is free, you need a Plano Public Library card to access it.
Okay. All right, tutor.com provides one-on-one help from a live tutor for students in math, science, English, history, and many other subjects. In this case, though, for your career endeavors, it also provides assistance with resume and cover letter writing. You can also connect with a career coach. You can get help finding a job, writing a cover letter, resume, or even preparing for an interview.
And finally, we're going to go over Reference Solutions. Reference Solutions is a business directory information, provides business directory information. It provides information to help you search for jobs based on location, industry, size, annual earnings, and other criteria. You can also research business executives, view historical market trends, track down addresses and phone numbers, and discover news articles for research. Perhaps the most useful feature of this database is the ability to search for current jobs and internships across a wide spectrum of careers.
All right. Thank you, Odette. Well, do we have any questions over the resources that our library system offers?
None in the chat so far, but I'll give it a minute.
Okay. Well, while we're waiting, I guess I'll let Odette kind of wrap up our conclusion.
For sure. So thank you so much for taking the time to come to one of our virtual programs on navigating your future, exploring college and careers. You can find more of these resources on our website, planolibrary.org, and I've also placed some links in the chat so you can access it directly, as well as our blog, planolibrarylearns.org. If you want any more specific instruction on a particular career resource, you can schedule a Book a Librarian appointment through our homepage. Through a Book a Librarian appointment, a librarian can demonstrate how to use any of the tools that we've touched on today. It was a real pleasure to speak with y'all. Let us know if you have any questions.
Thank you very much.